Hello, this is Adam Berenger of bDocuments. I'm the creator of bDocs Timeline, and in this video I'm going to show off some of the new layout capabilities of the upcoming version of bDocs Timeline that I call T2. Before I do that, I'd like to just review how layout works in the existing version of bDocs Timeline. Here is a sample document that ships with Timeline. You'll see that the first thing you do when creating a new document is you select a paper size. In this case, it's letter paper size and landscape orientation. You can change the paper size using the layout panel. Here's portrait mode and landscape mode. You can change the page spanning, how many pages this is going to fit across. And what's nice is the events automatically move around to take advantage of the paper size you're using. I wanted to do something different though in T2. I wanted to optimize for the screen when you're editing instead of optimizing for paper. So you'll notice that as the screen gets bigger, I'm still using the same paper size. I'm not taking advantage of the screen real estate. And when this fills up and starts overlapping, then you will have to choose a bigger paper size or a smaller font or move to 2 pages in the page spanning. But there's a lot of management that you have to do of your timeline layout in order to fit the events on screen. And I would like you just to enter events and let the software worry about layout, at least until it comes time to print. Then perhaps you want to customize it. Another thing here is if you zoom in, because you want your fonts bigger, now we have vertical scrolling and horizontal scrolling. If you add a new event to your timeline, it may not even show up on the screen. You have to go hunt for it. There it is. One more thing to notice, let me zoom back out here. Go back to the way we had it in the beginning on one page, is the timeline layout. It's laying out all these events so they fit on the screen. It's minimizing overlapping, including overlapping of descenders. That's why this event is up here instead of closer to the baseline, is because China, the word China here, would overlap the descender next to it if it was lower. But a lot of people have requested a more compact layout that moves events down to the baseline and allows for crossing of descenders. So let me show you a small sample application that I wrote this week. This is not the next version of Timeline. Don't worry if it still looks rough. We're still early in the process, but this is a small application that demonstrates some of the layout capabilities. So I have 12 events on the screen here. They're evenly spaced, and each box represents, say, the title and the notes field and the dates of a timeline. This is the part that's being displayed on your chart. One thing you'll notice is that instead of just moving events up to the top of the screen and then folding over, we're folding over as soon as we can. So events are as close to the bottom of the screen as possible. If I make these more narrow, you'll see that the events are falling to the bottom of the screen to try to be as close to the baseline as possible. As I make them wider, then they'll prevent from overlapping and they'll move up the screen. Another thing that's cool is instead of building the timeline to a page size, we're building it to the window size, this current window here. So if I make the window larger, then the timeline, the events will fill the available space. If I move the window so that events are moving off the top of the screen, it'll fold them down so that they stay on the screen. This way you never have this vertical scroller in this window edit mode. They're just fitting in the window as best they can. If they don't fit in the window without overlapping, then we get a horizontal scroll bar. They're going to expand horizontally in order to fit in the available space. So let me move this around for you a little bit and you can see what it does in different situations. I believe these new features will allow people to focus on adding events and working with the events in their timeline instead of working with the page size, the page layout, the page spanning. All that stuff is something that you'll only need to worry about once the timeline is finished and you're ready to print it out. And in fact, with some of this new layout code, we might be able to do some of that automatically. For example, if you say you want to print this timeline on letter size, then we might be able to automatically say that that's going to take 2 pages to print out without overlapping. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get back to work on Timeline, and I hope you like the new features.